making our review video for section 11.2. That's chapter 11, section 2. And we're going to start with doing the learning target for this section, which is to display and interpret data in a histogram. So we've got one new vocabulary word, and it's that idea of a histogram. So let's look at this here. It says a histogram is a special kind of bar graph that displays the frequency of data that has been organized into equal intervals. The intervals cover all the possible values of the data, therefore there are no spaces between the bars on the graph. So that's the only definition, and let's jump right in and do an example, and we'll do just what we did in the last section, which is to make a frequency chart. And so the list below shows the number of grams of caffeine in certain types of tea. Use intervals from 1 to 20, 21 to 40, 41 to 60, 61 to 80, and 81 to 100 to make a frequency table. Then construct a histogram. So let's start here, and let's go from 1 to 20, and then from 21 to 40, and 61 to 80, and 81 to 100. Did I get them all? 20 to 20, no, I missed one. Let's redo that a little bit. Made a mistake here. Let's reconstruct our graph a little bit. I've got 21 to 40. Then the next one is 41 to 60. And 61 to 80. And 81 to 100. All right. So 8 falls into the first category. 47 falls into this category. 19 falls into the first category. 34 falls into the second category. 30 falls into the second category. 10 falls into the first category. So 58 falls into the third category. 20 into the first category. 39 falls into the second category. 32 also falls into that second category. 12 falls into the first category. That's number 5 in that category. 4 falls into that first category. 22 goes into the second, so that's 5 for that one. 40 goes into that category. 92 falls into the last category. 18 into the first category. 85 into the last category. 26 into the second category. 27 also into that second category. So there's 5, 6, 7 in that category. 5, 6, 7, 8 here. 1, 2 in that. 0 in the 61 through 80, and 2 in the last category. Okay, so now we want to switch over and we're going to make a histogram, and to do that we're going to very carefully label all the different parts. So we're going to say the histogram here will show if I have 2 responses in an area, 4 responses in an area, 6 responses, 8 responses. Okay. I do need to go back here and do one little quick check and see if all of the data points were represented. 7 plus 8 is 15, plus 2 is 17, plus 2 is 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I do have all 19 represented. Then across the bottom here, I'm going to continue. And I'm going to say from 1 to 20 grams of caffeine. From 21 to 40 grams of caffeine. From 41 to 60 grams of caffeine. And then 61 to 80 grams of caffeine. And 80 to 100 grams of caffeine. All right. So as I graph my frequency here, I've got 7 in this first category. So here's 6. Here's 6. Here's 8. It's halfway in between. So my histogram would go that high And of course, all of this would be shaded. The next area, there's 8. So if I go in the next area and I go all the way up to 8, oops, we redraw that a little bit. And that would be 8 in that area. The next area, I check and there's 2. So there's 1, 2 in this area. And the 61 through 80, 61 through 80, there's 0. Right? 80 to 100, there's 2. So there becomes my histogram to show me the data. It's taking this same data that's represented right here in this table and represented it in a more pictorial or easier way to interpret or understand. Let's look at this one. It says the frequency table below, which is, I moved it up over here. Frequency table below shows the amount of caffeine in certain drinks. Draw a histogram to represent the data. Well, here's the frequency table. There are 3 from 1 to 50. There are 4 from 51 to 100. There's 6 from 101 through 150, and 7, 151 through 200. So let's just start checking here. The first graph here does show that that's 2. And so halfway between 2 and 4 would be 3. So it does check out for the first entry. 51 to 100, according to my graph over here, there are 4. So it should be level with 4. This one checks out. 101 through 150 shows there's 6, and on my histogram here it shows 6. So this also checks out. And the last one, 151 through 200, shows that there's 7, and that would be halfway between 6 and 8. So this one checks out. I think my answer is going to be A, but let's check our others. Well, it shows here 1 to 50 on this table is 7. Well, I didn't have 7 entries here, so it cannot be B. I can quit going right there because I've checked. I found one that it didn't do. On letter C, it says 3 for 1 to 50, which is correct. So I got to keep going. 51 through 100 says 6. Oops. There I've only got 4. Here the graph is showing 6. It can't be C. If I check out here, 1 to 50 goes up as high as 4. Cannot be that one. It does indeed come out to be A. All right, well, let's do, again, how many months, another graph, let's do another problem. How many months had 6 or more days of rain? Well, if I look at days of rain, 6 or more, here's 6 or 7 days of rain. Here's 8 or 9. So if I look, well, in this column, there were 3 months that had 6 or 7 days, and 1 month that had 8 or 9 days. So there were 3 months that had 6 or 7, plus the 1 month that had more than that. So there were 4 months out of the year that had 6 or more days of rain. 6 or more days of rain. How many months had 6 or more days of snow? As I look at this graph, 6 or more days of snow. Well, 0 to 1, no. 2 to 3, no. 4 to 5, no. 6 to 7. So this shows me that 2 months had 6 or 7 days. 1 month had 8 or 9 days, and 1 month had 10 or 11 days. So 2 days that had 6 or 7, plus the 1 that had 8 or 9, plus the 1 that had 10 or 11. So 2 plus 1 is 4. So 4 months had 6 or more days of snow. The answer is C. Moving on, how many months had exactly, keyword, exactly 2 days of rain? Well, I know that none of these 4 months had 2 days of rain. And of these 3 months, they had 2 or 3, but I can't tell how many had 2 or how many had 3, so there's no way to know. No way to find out from the data given. I can't tell how many had exactly 2. I can tell how many had 2 or 3 and how many had more than that, but there's no way to tell how many had exactly 2 days. How many months had exactly 6 days of snow? Well, again, 0 to 1, 2 to 3, 4 to 5, 6 or 7. It'd be in that column. It'd be either 1 month or 2 months, but I cannot tell. It cannot be determined from the data that they've given me in the chart. Thank you.